Oh, okay. Welcome everyone. Happy Monday. I'm really excited to be back with you. I don't know why, but it feels like it's been a while, but maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Oh no, it was, because last week was Eden's first week of daycare. Duh. Anyways, welcome. Playlist is linked, so feel free to play that, or if there's any other music that you want, you can go ahead and do so. I just ask that we put ourselves on mute, so in that way, there we go. We're good to go. So if you have it, all good. We have 2 blocks or props, whatever you have. Dom, you're just joining us. Here is a playlist. All right, folks. And we're gonna get started here in a moment. So when you get the playlist, today is, I'm getting there, I'm learning. It matches what we're doing. Today is core and hip stability. So starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then to start, I'd like you to begin either in seated or kneeling. Making your way onto your mat. And whichever is most comfortable for you. And if you are seated cross-legged, switch which leg is in front, because we always have that one side that's gonna be a little more dominant. And then whether you are seated or kneeling, bring your hands down beside you. And then push your fingertips down into the ground. Feel yourself get a little bit taller through the crown of your head. And then relax your shoulders down your back. Maybe soften a little bit more of your hands now into the ground, stretching through your traps, your neck. And then walk your fingertips a little bit further back behind you. Yeah, so you can open more through the chest. And then maybe you want to bring an ear over to a shoulder. And a little bit of rotation here. Or half circles. Let's have a gentle start to our practice. Noticing how you are breathing. And then bring your hands onto your knees or your legs and then start to introduce some movement. So as we move through today's practice, our mantra or intention for today is I am showing myself. I am showing myself. This actually comes from Eden because whenever she wants me to take her over to a mirror so she can look at herself, she says, show me, me. I'm like, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Like, what are you showing yourself today? What are you learning? It's not always looking and comparing, but maybe something to show or discover. Three more breaths, any movement through your spine. Maybe you want to take a little twist. And then gently make your way into tabletop on your hands and knees. And to start, up to you if you want to have your toes tucked or untucked. And again, introduce any movement, wake up the spine. Maybe connect a little bit deeper to your core. The key emphasis right now is gentle movement. We'll get into the spicy stuff. 3 more breaths. And then from your tabletop, untuck your left toes if they aren't already. Reach your left hand a little bit more forward. Come on to tented fingertips. and then drag that heel up towards the ceiling. So up to you for variation of bird dog. Your left hand can stay down on the ground, little pressure in your fingers, or you could reach it up. And then with having our foot flexed here, we're getting into that glute activation on the right side. Take a big breath in, reach a little bit further, and then exhale, curl around. Draw your elbow to your knee or your fingertips stay on the ground. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, curl and round. So as you find this movement, just make sure you're not dumping into your low back. Still keep your core engaged. 3 more times on this side. 2. Last one. Good. And then keep your heel pointing up. Your knee is flexed. Again, your left fingertips can stay on the ground or reaching up. And then start to pulse your heel up, up, up. Tiny little movements here. And try and keep your hips squared off. So if you notice you're rotating open, knee is pointing down. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach that heel a little higher, point your toes. And then left hand wraps around and maybe grabs the top of your right foot, coming into tiger stretch. Woo. And then really try and push down through your left shin here to help find a little more core stability. Whoa, some days it's there, some days it's not. And then release. Oh, maybe a child's pose or cat-cow. I don't know about you, but my right tricep is on fire. And then same thing on the other side, bringing your right shin down, right fingertips reaching towards the top of your mat, and extend your left leg out, flex your foot, bending at the knee. Inhale. Exhale, curl and round. Again, option for that right elbow to come towards your right knee. Inhale to open through the front line of your body, open through your left hip flexor. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Tiny little pulses with your heel up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. And check in with yourself. Look down. Notice if that right hip is going far over to the right. Try and keep it squared off. Go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Point your toes. Right hand reaches back, grabs the top of your left foot. Tiger stretch. Remember to breathe. Woo. Slowly release your foot. Push back into child's pose. Ah, good job. Take a big breath in. And then release out your mouth. Bring yourself back on up to tabletop. Gather your knees underneath you. Toes still untucked, so push your shins into the ground. Roll your shoulders back and down. Turn your elbows a little more forward, so soft bend. And then push the tops of your toes down. Hover your knees off the ground. Woo! Yeah, waking up our transverse abdominal here. Maybe lift your inches or your knees up another inch and then down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. So your upper body's not moving here. Tiny little movements up and down an inch. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5. I promise this is the last core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your toes, push back, down dog. Ah, nice counter stretch, opening through your Achilles heel. Pull out your heels if you would like. Brian, it's your favorite song. And so now if Ujjayi breath is in your practice, you can begin that now. Audible inhales in and out through your nose. There's no more pulsing or no more of that Pilates breath. So now you can just really focus on clear and intentional inhale and exhale. 3 more breaths here. And then walk your feet up towards your hands, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing, arms reach up, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands down through heart center, back beside. Inhale, reach your arms up, gaze goes up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back, down dog. Inhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, ripple forward, high plank. Lower yourself halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Big toes touch, deeply bend your knees, look to the top of your mat, step, jump, float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Hasta Uttanasana, arms reach up, gaze goes up. Exhale, standing still. Play around with shifting your weight forward and back in your feet. Maybe close your eyes here. See if you can come on to your tiptoes. Ooh. Using all those tiny little muscles in your ankles to keep you stable. And lower your heels down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink your bum back, bend deeply into your knees. Could you actually bring your thighs parallel with the ground? And if that's too much of an ask today, that's okay. Bring your bum up a little higher. And push down through your left foot. Inhale to stand. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. As you bring your foot back down, come back into your chair pose. So we're going to try and do that as one motion where you stand up, draw that knee in towards you. As you sit back, right away into chair. Still weight in the left leg. So when you're ready, inhale, stand yourself on up. Exhale, sit back, chair. One more, inhale. And stay here, knee in towards you. So, I should have prepped this ahead of time. If you have a block, bring it over to the top left corner of your mat. If you have one for the right, we'll do that opposite side. Right knee in towards you, foot is flexed. And then start to open it up wide. Yeah, again, a little rotation through the hip. And then from here, right away, start to tip and hinge. Keep your right hip opening up. Left hand comes down either onto a block or the ground. And then straightening out that right leg into half moon. I know, what are we doing starting with half moon? We'll be here for a second. Bend into your left leg. Gently step that right foot all the way back. Come into your warrior two. See, that wasn't so bad. You got it. Settle in here. Relax your shoulders. Bend a little more into your left knee. Reach your arms overhead. Warrior one. Square your torso off towards the front. And pivot onto the ball of that right foot. High crescent lunge. Lower your right knee down. Low lunge. Good. Now from here, you're going to grab your blocks. Bring them under your hands. I'd recommend on the highest height if you have blocks. And then see if you can lift up your left foot. Ooh. So we did that core engagement at the beginning, so you can really fire up here. And then step your left knee back to meet the right. Coming up to kneeling. Try and push your hips a little bit more forward. Engage through your quads, reach your arms out. Tilt and angle back, shoulders, hips, and knees in one straight line. Come back up, fingertips down, and then shift your bum back, come into a wide leg squat. And maybe your heels are on the ground, maybe they're not, that's okay, hang out here. Stretching maybe through your calves, pardon me, through your hips. Bring your hands a little bit more forward, plant your palms, knees up towards your armpits, lean forward, gaze goes forward, maybe crow pose. And then bring yourself back down into that squat, good job. Lower your knees down, back into kneeling. And then from here, this time that right foot is going to step forward, boom. Hands back on your blocks. Bring your blocks a little bit closer. Lift your right knee. Whew. Straighten out your leg. Lower your heel down. Half splits. It seems like a lot. Don't worry, we're going to do this on the other side. We'll slow it down a little bit. Whew. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of out of breath. And if this is moving too fast, just like post up a little comment. We are moving through quite a bit. This is going to be like the main part of our sequence. Bring your blocks over towards the front of your mat. Fingertips down, bend into your front knee. Plant your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Push back into down dog. Your choice, 3 breaths in down dog, child's pose, or chaturanga dandasana, whatever you are craving right now. Meeting in down dog, bring your big toes to touch, bend deeply into your knees, and then exhale, step, jump, float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, lift up your toes. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Reverse swan dive up to standing, arms reach up, gaze goes up. Then exhale, hands down through heart center, back beside, close your eyes. Play around with shifting your weight onto your toes or your heels. Maybe you want to challenge yourself and come back up onto your toes. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels down. And take a big breath in. Exhale, sink your hips back. Come into that deep, deep, deep chair. And then same thing like on the other side. Use your inhale to stand on up. Draw your left knee in towards you. Exhale, sink it back, chair pose. Inhale, stand. Exhale, sink it back. It's always easier the second time around. Go ahead, stand on up. Sink it back. One more time, standing up. Stay here, foot is flexed, hands on your hips. Make sure one of your blocks is at the top right corner of your mat. And then start to open that left knee over towards the left, kind of like a Captain Morgan shape here. Keep that external rotation of your hip as you tip and hinge, bringing your right hand either down on a block or the ground. And then straightening out that left leg, half moon. Remember to breathe, come back to your breath. What can you show yourself here? Bend a little bit into your right knee. Gracefully step back that left foot all the way down the length of your mat. Warrior 2. Adjust your feet. Soften your gaze. Try and square your chest off to the front. Palms touch. Warrior one. And turn onto the ball of that left foot, high crescent lunge. Then lower your knee down, low lunge. Okay, grab your blocks, bring a little bit closer. How did we do this last time? We did soccer knee, and then we go into kneeling. So then we lift up the right foot, step it back, right knee meets the left. There we go, toes tucked. Bring your hips forward, squeeze your bum. Hands can stay on your hips or reach them out. One straight line, tipping back, open through your quads. Bring yourself back on up. Fingertips down, open your knees wide. Variation of Malasana here. Plant your palms, come into your crow. And maybe your crow is holding this shape, and that's great. You're still using a lot of muscles from your triceps, from your core. Maybe you come up onto one toe, maybe come up on no toes. Feet back down, knees go wide. Reach your hands a little more forward, lower your knees. Come back up to kneeling, good. From kneeling, step your left foot forward, hands on the blocks. All right, here we go. Lift up that left heel. Whew. Push down through your arms, good. Engage through your core. And then step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. Straighten out through your left leg, toes point up, half splits. Catch your breath. And then bend back into your front knee, plant your palms. Lift your back knee, push back, down dog, child's pose, chaturanga. This time you have 5 breaths, so maybe slow down the movement. You don't have to stay in your down dog for 5 breaths. If you want to come to a tabletop or something in between, please go ahead and do so. You're doing great. It's going to get a little bit easier from here. And then you know what? Let's all meet actually in tabletop. Move your blocks out of the way. Bring your left hand a little bit more forward. Come onto those tented fingertips. I just find it takes the weight out from being completely on your wrist, but allows for a little more core engagement. And then open that right knee out wide. I hate this analogy, and I don't know why yoga teachers use it all the time, but like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Yeah, and then maybe you can actually come up onto right fingertips. And then notice if that left hip is shifting far over towards the left, try and keep it square. Ooh, yeah. You notice that right oblique will start to fire up a lot more. And then from here, make really big circles with that knee. Change directions. Good. And then step your right foot up towards your right hand. And then right hand, sweep it up and back. Look back and then square your chest. So you're trying to bring your shoulders back in line. Flip your palm so it's facing up towards the ceiling, and then bring it to the middle of your back. From here, you can actually, if it's available, rest your left shoulder onto your left thigh. That's your right side, JK, your right side. And then your left arm reaches up. And maybe around back, maybe you can grab opposite. Ooh, maybe your hands can touch. Good, and then bring your chest up as well. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, good. So if your hands don't clasp, that's totally okay. You could also bring them into reverse prayer or grab opposite elbows. Whew. Yeah, it's like, what can you show yourself right now? There's no right or wrong. Some days it's there, some days it's not. Lean your chest a little bit more forward, maybe shorten your stance. Shift the weight heavily into that right leg, and then maybe you start to pick up your left foot into a variation of airplane pose. Bend into your right knee, step your left foot back, open up your arms, warrior two, and then play around with some shoulder rotation. So it's like you're turning a light bulb with each hand. Opening them forward and back. Come to stillness. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, windmill your hands down to the ground, push back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose. 3 breaths. Reach your hands a little bit more forward. Ripple yourself back on up. Push back into your down dog. And big toes touch. Deeply bend your knees. Step, jump, float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right away, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back, high plank. Stay for the in-breath. Exhale, lower your knees down. Good. Right hand more over towards the right top corner. Fingertips, option, same thing, fingertips in their left hand. Open your left knee wide. Good. 3 circles in one direction. Ooh. Think about that oblique engagement on the left side. Change directions. And then the in towards you, plant it by your left hand. Gosh, one of those days, you know. Left arm, sweep it up, back. Gaze goes back towards your fingertips, and then bring that shoulder more forward. Left hand into the middle of your back, palm facing up. Right hand reaches up and forward. Maybe your hands clasp, maybe they don't. Find your variation. Push down through your foot to bring your torso up. You're almost there, you can do it. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, high lunge. Shorten your stance if you need to, otherwise right away come into warrior 3. With control, step that left, right foot back. Gosh, can't keep it right today. Warrior 2. Turn your palms up, down, rotating through your shoulders. Stay here for a breath. Another big breath in. Exhale, windmill your hands down to the ground. Push back, child's pose. Bring yourself back on up. Cross your ankles, come to seated. From seated, bring your left leg forward, right leg back. Play around with a little bit of hip rotation here. Ooh. Raluca, this is gonna suck for your hips, I know. So we're gonna work on our hip mobility here, but without necessarily having to go into pigeon. This is a variation of pigeon, but a little bit more gentle on the body. Maybe you wanna play around with picking up your right heel. Ooh. Bring it back down. Yeah, and it's up to you as to whether your torso is going to turn really far to the ground or keep it lifted. You can play around with both and see what feels right for you. Next time you lean forward, bring your right leg, swing it around front, And then switch sides. See if you can do it without your hands. So you're 90-90 on the other side. Rolling your hips forward and back. Then again, maybe you want to add in lifting your left heel. Oof. Feel this all the way up to my glute. Holy moly. One more time, swing that leg around. Plant both feet down. Windshield wiper your knees side to side, no hands. Like, Mom, no hands. Also, this new thing that Eden does, she goes, Mom, look what I can do. And I can't help but think about Stuart from SNL. It's just like incessant, and I'm just waiting for her to like flail or something, you know? Good. Okay, I'm about to get fancy. You ready for this? So next time your knees go over towards the left, you're going to start to lean far back. You just take out that right leg and then swing it around really wide. Hopefully you have the space, and then back down, and then you're back up into 90-90 on this side. I'll show you again. It feels awkward, but it's kind of fun. It's called helicopter legs. So leaning far back, that left leg swings out. Bring it around like your Jean-Claude Van Damme. Coming back up, 90-90. Right leg extends. Bring it out and around. I have to cheat a little bit and use my elbows on the way up. Up to you. You can also use your hands. Play around with it. Just kind of have some fun here. Whew. Yeah, hopefully you're not knocking everything off in your apartment or your home. One more time this way. So maybe you're really rotating far on your mat like me. That's cool. One more. And bring yourself back on up. Hands behind you. Windshield wiper those knees side to side. You know what? Pull that out at the next party you go to, next social distance party. Look what I can do. I don't know. Right, turn yourself back towards your mat. Plant your feet, C-shaped curve your spine. Chin is in towards you. Maybe bring one leg up, maybe bring both, maybe none, totally up to you. Lift your chest up a little higher. Use your inhale, lower halfway. Exhale to bring yourself back on up. See if you can lower your chest and your legs the same amount. Good. Exhale back up. Woo. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your legs lifted. Slowly lower your torso down. You can do it. Slow, slow, slow. Okay. Draw your knees in towards you. Good. Draw your knees in, chin in towards your chest. Lift your shoulder blades off the ground. Maybe start to rock a little bit back and forth so you can come onto that bony part. Just one more little piece of abs. Good. Stay here. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms up. Whoa. And then exhale, draw your knees in towards you. See if you can try and keep your feet off the ground. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw them in. Whew. So you're coming into a balancing V shape, sort of, and then tight like a ball. 2 more times. Last one. And then lower yourself all the way down. Knees are in towards you. Hands down beside. Tip your knees over towards your right elbow. They're drawn in really close towards you so you can get a little more of an abdominal twist. So less tension on the spine. You've already done enough work today. Maybe close your eyes. Soften through your shoulders. Maybe even allow your eyes to relax in their sockets. Notice your eyebrows, space in between your eyebrows, your forehead, your hairline, the top of your head, the back of your head, your neck. Take a big breath in, out. Use your inhale, push your hands down, bring your knees back up through center, and then over towards the left. Think about softening through your shoulder heads, like from the inside out. Notice the space below your eyes, your nose, your nostrils, your lips, your gums, your teeth, your jaw, front of your neck. Taking a breath in and out. Inhale to find a lift through your core to bring your knees back through center. Oh. Taking any movement that you need. And when you're ready, settling into your final portion of rest. Kind of finishing on an upbeat, not really slow song. So if you have your Spotify handy, maybe you want to change it to a different song. Whatever shape you're in, could you maybe find yourself an extra 5% more relaxed or comfortable? Shifting or adjusting however you need. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. When you're ready, starting to slowly deepen your breath. Introducing movement into your body. Slowly and intentionally making your way onto a comfortable seat where we will all meet. And then bringing your hands together, start to rub them a little harder and a little faster, building that heat between your palms a little bit more. And then place your hands on your body, breathe into that space. Noticing this feeling, vibrancy of being alive. And perhaps as you move throughout the rest of the day, instead of going back into old patterns or habits, noticing what you could show yourself. One more time, big, gentle breath in and out. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you enjoyed today's spicy practice. Sorry about the lefts and rights. You had a cup of coffee. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Super chill, low key. We'll have fun. So, thank you.